Babblegum. Fresh, juicy, relevant stories to chew on.
Hello, welcome to Babblegum. My name is Samuel Mui, and with me here today is Michael Augustine.
Good morning, Sam. How's it going?
I am doing fine. A lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, but on our accounts, I'm fine.
Yeah, that's how life is, isn't it?
Yeah, that's how life is. All right, I'm actually brought you on here today to talk about what is it that you do, and so I think I should probably be asking you that. What is it that you do?
Well, besides being a music student.
Besides being a music student and an international student in Malaysia.
Okay, let's see. Well, for starters, I am an upcoming musician.
Indie guy.
Yeah, so I produce, I record, I perform from time to time in random places, try and make some money. And I'm a bit of a church guy. So I also sing at church, and ironically enough, I'm a club ambassador as well. So
Fantastic.
yeah.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a club ambassador and being a church guy, you know.
Yeah, it's a bit of a conflict of interest because as a Christian, it's kind of like, oh, you shouldn't be putting yourself in that position because you're causing people to stumble. But then for me, it's kind of like, I'm trying to make some money and you have free will. So at the end of the day, it's your choice type of thing.
Yeah, I think it's important that you accurately communicate like your what is it you're actually doing. You know, I mean, I can understand why some people might be a bit iffy about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, there has to be some form of understanding between two parties.
Yeah, basically, I basically go clubbing and I get paid for it. I mean, I look at it as being a fancy waiter because, like, let's say if you come in as my guest, if you want to buy drinks, the drinks will be cheaper for you. So I just told the waiter to get you the drinks, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You got any gigs coming up?
Yeah, actually, I've got one at Summit Hotel.
Summit Hotel.
Yeah, for my friend's 21st, my friend's brother's 21st birthday bash.
Alright.
So I'll be performing there at Summit Hotel sometime next month. I think it's on the 15th,
Okay.
if not the 17th, somewhere there.
Alright. Anything else?
No, I mean, my EP is coming out in October. So I'm still producing that and I'm still recording. And yeah, I'm sure I'll get other performances along the way, but for now, that's all I have.
So you'd say music is a big part of your life.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's what you do, is what drives you.
Yeah.
But what drives your music? That's what I'm curious about.
Of course, it's the stereotypical, oh, it's my experiences type of thing. But unfortunately, that's pretty much the case with me. Because when it comes to my music, as a creative person, I talk about my experiences and other people's experiences, and I try to interlink them somehow. The reason being is because it's kind of hard for people to understand that we see things differently.
Mm-hmm.
But even though we may be of a different skin color, and of a different religion or have certain beliefs or whatever, I believe that we're all the same in our differences, and that's what I try to make people understand with my music.
As a international student in Malaysia, you mentioned something about skin.
Yeah.
It's, honestly, would you say there is a problem here?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, this is interesting. People aren't educated here. The reason being is because, okay, look, I can understand that you can't differentiate between a Nigerian and another African, right? But at the same time, don't assume, or people make it seem like Africa has one country. And for me, I'm not even like entirely African, so it's kind of like, why am I involved in the stereotyping? Because I mean, I can walk down the road and people will be so scared of me. I mean, it's kind of a good thing because I know no one will ever mug me at night, so that's good. But like, it's kind of bad though, because it's one of those, you should know better and you should be able to see outside the box, because every single race in this world has a bunch of bad apples. So you can't necessarily include me in that batch just because of other people that came in the past. And most people that are racist now or have a problem with black people, it's mostly because they've heard, not that they've experienced. So yeah.
Um, would you say it has affected your music as of lately? What you have written, what you've recorded?
Definitely. Like now, I was so angry when I first got here.
Oh,
So my lyrics were like a bit more anger based and pain induced and so forth. But I think now, after spending a year here, I'm a little bit more open minded. And I can kind of empathize with the locals here because, of course, if you see someone that you've never really encountered before, obviously you don't really know how to feel and how to react. And I know that there are a lot of people that do want to talk to black people, but then they're scared because of what they've heard. So hopefully by the music I make and just my general well-being and my personality and my character traits, it should make people a little bit more comfortable and realize that, hey, you know, not everyone is like that. So yeah.
but would you say the stereotypes are actually true? Is there some truth in the stereotypes?
To some extent.
Some extent.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to be like, no, it's all a lie, but then, I mean, come on, guys. I mean, there are some Africans that do bad things here. Just like how there are black people in America that do bad things, and in England, and even in Africa
Yeah.
as a continent. So I can't really defend it, but at the same time, it's kind of like, well, that's just how it is, you know?
Yeah, I guess it's the same for every race,
Pretty much.
actually. So I think, yeah. How have you actually dealt with this feeling of isolation and prejudice?
I think it's mind over matter
Mind over
because
matter.
the truth is, if you're an international student, it doesn't matter if you're black or if you're Chinese or whatever. As long as you're not in your own country, you're bound to face some form of discrimination in one way or the other. So I think it all goes down to how well do you know yourself? If you know that you're a good person, if you know that you do good things, then what people think or what people say, it shouldn't really bother you. Yeah.
You mentioned earlier that some people mistake you for a Nigerian.
Yeah, actually, I don't know how people get this. I mean, not every black person that walks is Nigerian. Like, it's just like saying every Chinese person that walks down the street is from China. It doesn't make it doesn't make any sense. But then for me, I feel like you can kind of tell though, because
Actually, if I'm honest,
Uh-huh.
I can't tell.
Really?
I can't tell. You're
Huh.
Zimbabwe slash Russian, right?
Zimbabwean/American.
American.
But I live in Russia,
Oh my goodness.
so it's like all over the place. Yeah.
So I mean, looks wise, you're more
I probably Zimbabwean.
Zimbabwe.
Because I mean, my dad's like full on Zimbabwean, so I probably take from him. But I guess my mindset is a bit more Western because I've been surrounded by a lot of different people. So I'm obviously used to this whole different races thing. But when mistake me for a Nigerian, I don't know. I don't really know. I mean. I think it's one of those. Maybe it's easy to assume until you hear me speak. Then it's like,
To be honest, no.
no.
It's hard. It's hard
Really?
for Asian people. I mean, okay, put it this way. Can you tell the difference between Japanese and Korean and Mongolian and Chinese?
A little bit,
A little bit,
Yeah.
but not really, right?
a bit,
A bit. All right.
depending on the accent as well.
Ah,
But because I mean, for me, let's say with Central, let's say with Nigeria, for example, since that's the country we're talking about. Africans are loud in general.
yes.
I'm really quiet.
Yeah.
I'm like the complete opposite, and they're full of expression, and they're like so lively, and I'm just out here looking like a zombie, and I'm just all dead and pretty chill. So, and even the way I speak is a little bit different. It's not like I need to further enunciate my words or anything, but yeah. But then again, not all Nigerians speak like that.
Yeah.
But it's just the stereotype.
The loud ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically how Africans are associated with the loud ones. Yeah.
All right. So back to your music. When did you first start playing your guitar?
I started playing my guitar in 2010.
2010.
Yeah.
Well, it's like 7 years ago.
Yeah. Shit. Wow. 7 years ago. Yeah.
7 years of experience.
Damn. Yeah.
Nice.
Huh.
What inspired you to do this?
Honestly speaking, I just saw this guy. He was a new teacher at my school.
Yeah.
His name was Michael, funny enough, and he was a computer teacher. Ironically, I was good in IT at the time, so he played the guitar for chapel because I went to a Christian school, and I was like, hey. Girls like him playing the guitar. I want to be like him. And then I decided to ask my dad to give me a guitar, and then I started teaching myself how to play. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Have you been successful with the girls?
With guitar? Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely.
As of recently? No. Yes.
It depends on how you look at it because right now I do music for a different reason compared to why I did music back then. So back then it was all about trying to get as many girls as I could and trying to make them see that, hey, I'm the musician guy. But then now it's like I'm trying to get a message across. So yeah.
And what is that message?
My message is the end doesn't justify the means. By that I mean, like, when we're put in a certain situation, we don't necessarily have to think of, oh, we don't have any other option but to go with option A. What if there's 8.1 or 8.2, option B or option C? So my music basically, excuse me, allows you to have different options to try and channel out your feelings.
It's a reflection of your personal philosophy.
Yeah, definitely.
And where did it come from? Like, why do you see things this way?
I think because as a child, I experienced a lot of things, and
Bad things, good things?
both.
Both.
More bad than good,
Oh.
actually. But growing up, I then realized that life is honestly too short, and some people genuinely don't know how to go about these things. Like, it's one of those, when you're in school, they can teach you science and they can teach you maths, but then they can't teach you how to live alone or how to pay your taxes or how to survive in high school when people are bullying you or how to survive peer pressure. So through my music, through my own experiences, I'm basically educating people on all of that. Yeah.
Has your music gotten quite a large reach? I understand that you actually had a record label back in Russia.
Zimbabwe, actually.
Zimbabwe?
Yeah. I was on this label called Amvis, which was actually the name of a group back in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
And they signed me in 2012. But at the time, I was really hip-hop based. So I basically made a lot of F-boy music. So much swearing, and it wasn't productive at all. Like, looking back now, I'm just like, oh damn, why did I make that music? But yeah,
it was for the money, right?
it was for the money and to get popular, and it worked. I mean, it worked at the time, but then the problem was when I wanted to do the music that I wanted to do, they would say no, people wouldn't like that.
Oh.
So I didn't like the way they controlled the music that I made. So at that point, I was kind of like, I need to do things on my own. That way I have more freedom. And there came a period whereby my songs were being played on radio and I didn't get any of my royalties. So I didn't get a lot of money. So at that point, I was just like, I'm going to take a break from music, sit down and reevaluate my life and myself and try and see how to really go about it.
Try and make something of yourself.
Yeah.
Without the quote unquote help
Exactly.
of record labels.
True. Which is why now I started producing for myself and I now record myself. And I mean, this music stuff, it's honestly it's really a sacrifice because you have to use a lot of money to buy the equipment, and then you have to like dedicate a lot of time to really learn the art and how to do everything. So there's never a moment whereby it's like I know enough, because we're like an evolving species. So different things come out every single day, and it's like you're pretty much racing with time, trying to keep up and stay relevant. Yeah.
So it's been stressful for you.
Yeah.
Trying to juggle your study life and your
Studies, church commitments, work, music.
But I think that's good in a way. That's a good attitude to have. Because I notice I've been reading about some of the most successful and inventive people of all time, and they don't see themselves. One thing common about all of them is that they don't see themselves as perfect. They're always like, I want to improve. I want to be better. Which is the attitude you have. So I'm wondering, what brought you to this point?
I think God made me sit down and say, you're not special as yet. You need to like get off your high horse and just chill.
Was there a particular moment in your life?
Yeah. I remember when I was recording, and I would release songs every single week, and people would be like, "Oh my word, this is so cool! This is so cool!" And then it got to a point whereby it became boring. Like, oh, he's dropping so many songs in like such a short amount of time, and his music isn't changing. It's still that same club-based music. Now, even though it wasn't entirely my fault, I believe that I could have done more at the time, but I guess I wasn't strong enough to really let go of the fact that I liked being popular at the time. So obviously, at some point, someone that was better at making the type of music than me, he eventually came along, and all the attention was focused on him instead. So at that point, I was kind of like, oh, okay, this is me trying to understand that, hey, you need to realize that this is not even you, and this is not really what you're about. So just take some time off and really find yourself. Yeah.
And so now you're here
And now I'm here in Malaysia.
in Malaysia. Have you experienced a lot of success here? A lot of fame. As of recently?
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
No, well, yes, because like last year in my first, I performed quite a lot for the school. So I basically became the popular black guy with the guitar, and no one knew my name though. They would just be like, "Hey, that's the black guy with the guitar. Go get him to perform." And then that's how I got popular at school. No, because it's not enough.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sure. Ironically enough, I had music that I was sitting on that I wasn't releasing, and people would be like, "You just release your music," and I'll be like, no, I don't feel like it. Then last year in December, I was just like, okay, fine, I'm gonna release 2 songs, and I'll see how that goes. And ever since I released those 2 songs, I basically got a job as a club ambassador. I got performance opportunities, so it's kind of like I should have done this sooner.
Because of these just 2 songs.
Yeah,
Wow. You see,
like I got a lot of attention now, but it's one of those I want to do more with my music.
you're pushing yourself.
I am. So I guess that's why I'm not recording at the moment, because I'm just trying to figure out where do I want my sound to go and how do I want it to be like.
Okay. And what do you want your sound to be like?
I don't want it to be something that's easily forgotten. I mean, for me, music is not about what sounds good now, but what sounds good later. Because of course, there's so many songs that we can listen to now, but it's like, are you going to remember it at the end of the year? You know? For example, like, I can listen to Lionel Richie's Penny Lover. That came out before I was even born.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Good
Excuse
song.
me? But I can't even remember what Trey Songz made last week.
Who?
Trey Songz, for example. He's some R&B black dude.
Oh, okay.
From America, yeah.
Alright.
I can't even remember what his song sounds like.
I don't even know who that is.
You see, that's my point, though. You know, so it's all about trying to be remembered, because I believe, in the words of Aretha Franklin, rather, people will forget what you said and what you did, but they won't forget how you made them feel. So music's all about feeling, and that's what I really try to promote.
So your music. It's alright. So your music is, it's pretty much your feeling condensed into the song.
Yeah, definitely.
I think if musicians and storytellers and writers and people, like artists in general, we tend to be very we tend to condense our feelings in art, and these feelings often come from a place of, most often than not, despair, tragedy, sadness, the tough moments in your life.
Tough moments in my
Yeah.
life. I'll just be really blunt about it. I lost a lot of people in a short space of time. So because back then I didn't really know how to deal with my emotions, I would ignore it. And there came a point in my life whereby I really lost someone really special. And after that, it kind of changed my perspective. And that's pretty much where all that music and pain comes from.
Mm.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So that was the defining moment.
Yeah.
Are you feeling well?
Yes, well, not really. I'm recovering.
It's a job, isn't it? Your body is kind of fighting against itself.
Yeah, because I was sick earlier on last week, but I'm better now. Yeah.
Yeah, you better go get some rest after this.
Definitely, yeah. And
But-
you know, the sad thing is I'm working later on tonight,
Oh my goodness.
and that is so depressing. I'll survive.
So, any of your recent pieces that would you say are worth remembering?
Definitely this piece that I put on SoundCloud called Mary.
I've actually heard that one.
Yeah, because I've never received such positive feedback from any of my music until that song came out.
Mm.
People like it.
Mm.
Yeah, because I'm talking about 3 separate things
All right.
at the same time, and that was basically my first song I recorded independently with 100% control, and it felt good knowing that people like the way that I think and the way that I say stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, it was a pretty good feeling. That's my favorite song right now.
I know how that feels like. You know, after long periods of being controlled and
Yeah.
so like and then bouncing back between rejection and bouncing back between rejection and acceptance.
Yeah.
Finally, now you're able to project yourself to the world.
Yeah.
And what the icing on the cake, what makes it even better is that people actually responding
Yeah, exactly.
to your creation.
It's a really good feeling because it kind of shows you that people, they really understand me. It's not like I'm trying to be someone else. It's not like I'm trying to pull up a facade or trying to say the right things to get the right reaction. But like, people share the same mindset as I do. And these aren't even black people. These are like different people altogether. So it makes
Malaysians.
Yeah, I was actually shocked that Malaysians liked my music. I was just like, wait, what?
Yeah, I like your music.
Really? Thank you. I was like, wait, what? You like my music? Really? Oh. Well, okay.
Okay.
I mean, it's black music, but okay, yeah, sure. So at that
Come on, it's not black music. It's music.
Some people call it black music, and I'm just like, well, okay,
Okay,
if that's what you want to call
the
it.
less understanding ones.
Yeah, but at that point, it made me realize that it doesn't matter where you come from or who you are, as long as we can all relate and be like, hey, I felt that way before. That's what's important. Yeah.
So I think this brings us back to the first topic we talked about. Being a African dude
Yeah.
in Malaysia, a lot of people just aren't understanding. So yeah, so I think that's an important part of your music, creating
Yeah.
understanding in a way to battle prejudice.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, would you say? I mean, this is what I say. This is what I believe in. That understanding can repel prejudice.
It can.
It's the antidote for prejudice.
I just feel like right now there are too many things happening in this world right now, and there's no time to be hating on each other for having different beliefs. Because for me, there's no superior religion. It's just that we were all raised differently. Who knows? Maybe if a Muslim was raised in a Christian family, he might have seen things differently. Or maybe if a Christian was raised in a Buddhist family, he might have seen things differently. So I feel like we should all try and sit down and talk about religion without trying to say mine is better than yours.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem as well.
Especially when it comes to modern day social issues
Yeah.
like race, like sexuality,
Yeah.
like gender.
Yeah, like for me, I mean, of course, in the Bible, it's like, hey, we don't like gay people. I mean, of course, I mean, that's how God designed it, right?
Yeah.
But then for me personally, it's like, hey, it's not my life, it's your life. So if it makes you happy, then okay. It has nothing to do with me. So I'm in no position to be judging you or, yeah.
It's kind of like, I understand. I mean, like, so what you're saying is that you understand. You're willing to sit down with someone who lives a lifestyle not compliant with your beliefs,
Yeah.
even if it's a Muslim or a transgender or
Definitely.
or whatever.
Yeah, because I mean, for me, I'm not in their position. So therefore, I can't see things the way they see things. I don't know why they did it or why they chose to feel that way or why they chose to believe in those things. But I can't be a typical person that just blocks them out without giving them a chance to speak, because I'm pretty much being a hypocrite, because that's how I was treated
Yeah.
when I was in high school, like when I was bullied and stuff. So it's kind of like, oh, so you want to bully people now, but you got bullied when you were younger. So for me, it's like, hey, if that's how you feel, then okay. I may not agree with what you're doing, but it's not my place.
Yeah.
I feel like when the time is right, it'll be addressed by the right person. Yeah.
Love rules.
Yeah.
Love rules.
Love trumps hate.
Love Trump's hate.
It does.
Oh man, that's I love that quote. All right.
It's real.
So last thing,
Yeah.
I understand that you also are a consultant for.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's this weird site. It's called blood therapy.
Uh-huh.
I
Tell me
haven't-
more.
I haven't used it in like a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Basically, I'm an online therapist, and I talk to complete strangers and I give them advice. So I've had the craziest people tell me the weirdest things. And the reason why I did that was because it opens my mind more as a creative person, because now I'm like, okay, I can relate to different people on a wider spectrum. So yeah.
But you. Oh,
Ah,
bless you.
I am dying.
Go get some rest. Take some green tea. I think green tea is very good.
Green tea, some sleep.
Some sleep. I think mostly sleep.
Mostly sleep, yeah.
But I mean, what drove you? What led you to do this?
I was bored.
You're bored, but
Because I went to Russia and I was just like, so what do I do? Let me join a random site. So I joined this Interpulse thing, which is like an international pen pal website. Started talking to people from different parts of the world, and then I came across blood therapy. And I was like, let me give it a go. And then I first tried out as the patient, and I was listening to people give me advice, and I was just like, hey, I want to do that. And then that's when I decided to like switch the roles, and then yeah.
well, but okay, this is just. I hope you don't mind me saying this.
Yeah,
But,
sure, ask away.
I mean, bless you, man. What put you in the position? What makes you think that you
Are qualified
Are
enough.
qualified? Yes.
That's a very good question.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just go online
And just claim to be a
Yeah.
True. That's a good question. I've asked myself that a few times, like, hey, who do you think you are? But I think it's because I've gone through stuff and I know how to handle things now. I'm more mature, so the way I handle things now is way different from how I handled things back then. That's why I feel like I'm qualified in my own right. I mean, Jesus qualifies the unqualified.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay. So you're basically, when you're giving advice, you're speaking from tough times you've had in the past.
yeah, and I mean, there are times whereby I can't relate at all to their problem, but I try to empathize in the best way I possibly can and try to help them. Sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not, but at least I know that I would have tried, you know.
Wow, I mean, you're a pretty interesting guy.
Thanks.
And I mean, oftentimes we go throughout life and we just pass by the people we know, and even our friends, and we don't really.
No.
I feel we don't really know people.
I think it's because we're so busy focusing on ourselves and trying to get further in life. We don't really have the time to talk to people anymore or really try to get to know them. Yeah.
I'm putting it this way, you're a guy like you. So many stories, so much to. You have so much to give people, but a lot of times I feel like people like you, they often go unnoticed.
Yeah.
In ordinary life, I'm pretty sure your classmates, they don't know.
They don't know you. I remember this one time. We're having a choir class, and someone was like, "Hey, so what does this word mean?" It was a French word, and the word was Sal. So Sal, no, was it Sal? No. It was Stilo, yeah. So Stilo means pen in French. So I was like, oh, Le Stilo means the pen. They were like, oh, how do you know? And I'm like, I've got 2 diplomas in French. And they're like, wait, what? And I'm like,
Wait, what?
yeah, I wanted to be a French teacher at some point, and I studied French when I was 17,
Oh my goodness.
and I almost became a French teacher.
I knew you spoke French, but I didn't know you.
My French it's not even that good anymore. Like, I know like basic French. So yeah, they were like, hey, I didn't know you could speak French. I'm like, yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Because I mean, I
Oh my goodness.
can read French fluently, but then it's like my sentence construction is really bad.
I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
Being bad at something is better than not being able to do something.
True.
Right?
Very true.
That's what I
Very
believe
true.
in.
Yeah.
Don't worry if you're crap at playing the guitar. The fact is, you can play the guitar.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Alright. So thanks for coming on to Babblegum. This has been Samuel Mui with Michael Augustine.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Or is it Augustine Michael?
Augustine Michael.
Augustine Michael.
Yeah.
I actually did, people do.
Oh.
Which do people call you more?
Okay, here's the thing. I was born in America, right?
Yeah.
On my American birth certificate, it says Augustine Michael.
Yeah.
When I moved to Zimbabwe, they switched the names.
Oh my goodness.
So it's Michael Augustine in Zimbabwe.
No wonder.
So now it's like, hey, whatever you want to call me, just pick.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But do people call you Augustine or Michael more?
It's 50-50.
50? Yeah, I know. Even for me, I call you Augustine, I call you Michael. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's really 50.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like the music students, they call me Michael. Some call me by my surname, some call my dad's surname. And
people call you Sango.
yeah, my teacher and this girl on the music department, I'm like, guys, that's not my first name or my second name. Call me by my first name, because calling me Sango, I feel so old. I feel like my dad's age.
But
Like,
Sango is a pretty cool name though. It's pretty unique.
yeah, it means forest in Shona.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
It's a real nice name.
I could actually pull it off and be like, my name's Augustine Michael Forrest, and people would be like, oh, yeah,
That would be a good name.
it would be.
Yeah. But people start thinking of Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me,
Alright.
man.
Anything else you'd like to share to any one piece of advice? Any
One piece of advice.
Yeah, one piece saying anything. Anything at all.
One piece of okay. Okay. Just because you're someone's friend, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're your friend.
Oh.
Which basically means that you need to be careful with who you talk to and who you surround yourself by, because you can think that someone is your friend, but all they know, they may be using you. So live a life with both eyes wide open, because you just never know what someone's doing behind your back. You need eyes behind your head as well, basically.
Alright. Alright.
Whew.
Wow. I think that's something everybody can apply to.
Yeah.
Even me myself.
Yeah.
Alright. This is Samuel Mui signing off.
Aight.
Alright.